100 for 100. This is the podcast for all you movie watchers out there, especially you newer ones who are looking at getting in film, not sure what you want to watch because there's so much out there. I took 100 of them for you. I narrowed it down a little bit for you, ranked them from 100 to 1, and then I accompanied each with a 100-word review, which is how we get the name 100 for 100. There really is too much out there to watch. And then you throw the advent of the streaming services in there. They're making their own movies. It's too much. You know, I always look forward to the golden age of film and television. Now I'm just like, no, it's too much. Take it away. But I'm here to help you out. I'm here to cut through all the nonsense to give you a good starting point for your lives, your film careers, your film lives. Yesterday we talked about Airplane, a classic in comedy. Today, we're going back over to the drama side of things, a little action film for you. Number 53 on our list is a joint called Casino Royale, 2006, directed by Martin Campbell. Let's talk about the 100-word review that we have for Casino Royale. It is as follows. A fresh new start to bring the famous spy into the new age, Casino Royale serves to reboot the series and add a modern take to James Bond. Starring Daniel Craig as a hulking, brooding Bond, the film ramps up the physical action in an attempt to match pace with other franchises. See Bourne. Mads Mikkelsen, Judi Dench, Jeffrey Wright, and Ava Green as a wonderfully duplicitous Vesper Lind make for a stellar supporting cast. Slick, stylish, and a villain with a deceptively simple plot, Casino Royale excellently kickstarts Craig's tenure as the suave spy. So they did this back in the 90s. They kind of brought Bond into what was in the modern era, and now they did it again in the 2000s, about 20 years later. About a decade and a half later. And then, kind of freshen him up, as it were, reinvent him. And I think they did a wonderful job. Now, Casino Royale is the best first movie, I would say, out of the Bonds. I mean, Connery had Dr. No, which is good, but he didn't really get comfortable until Goldfinger, which was further down on our list. Roger Moore had Live and Let Die, which is a good standard Bond flick. George Lazenby had On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is his only one, which I consider to be the best Bond film of all time. Timothy Dalton got The Living Daylights? Came before License to Kill? Yeah, I think The Living Daylights came first, which I fucking love Living Daylights. But and Pierce Brosnan had GoldenEye, which is probably his second best first outing. And then you got here Casino Royale, which is the best first outing. This casting is the best casting of a Bond film. I know people, groaned and complained about a blonde Bond. They didn't think Daniel Craig could pull it off. I think he's pulled it off magnificently. The opening of this movie being in the black and white, for some reason, that really gets me. It's kind of noirish, which I know a lot of people automatically equate black and white to film noir, but this really did give me a noirish film because, there's flashbacks happening as the two of them are talking, as Bond has rooted out this dude as a government agent that's ferreting out information that he should not be, and they have dispatched James Bond to kill this man, and his second kill will get him the 00 status. And then starting from there, you see the brutalness of that fight in the bathroom with that guy, and you're like, okay, this is a Bond that we've not yet dealt with, whereas the other Bonds are more graceful, we'll say, more clever and inventive, and in how they get in and out of situations. This Bond is just a tank. Just a brute force tank. And you have remember this comes from the parkour days when parkour was big in action. And this is probably the best example of it when he's chasing the bomb maker throughout whatever country that was. The bomb maker's parkouring all over the place, and Bond's just smashing through drywall. You have Eva Green in there playing a wonderful Vesper Lind, the duplicitous Vesper Lind. They bring M back from the Daniel Craig era as Bond, which she has been the best M we've ever seen. I love that, like all the other M's, she takes no shit, but she really takes no shit. Mads Mikkelsen does very good as a Bond villain. Like I said, a deceptively simple plot. He lost a bunch of money thanks to Bond. Now he's just going to play a high-stakes poker game to pay back what he owes. That's really it. That's all he's just trying to cover. This is the first Bond villain whose only motivation is to cover his own ass. And that's what I love about it. It's simple. This dude is in debt. He's going to try to cover his own ass. Bond, go outplay this man. And when he's left broke and destitute and nowhere to run, he will come to us. We will shelter him and get all the information that he knows. That's good intelligence work right there. That's a good, solid premise for a spy joint. And I think Casino Royale does it wonderfully. We will not talk about the torture scene because that shit is still horrifying. But check out number 53 on this list, Casino Royale.